Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And as you can tell, we're very, very excited today because we're just very, very excited. Okay, I'm just gonna finish my intro. Hi, my name is Lana. I'm the resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And of course, I do have my cup mug, and you can get you one at lanagscreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code, so you can scan it. It'll take you right to the shop. You can get your merch. Send me a cute little message, and I'll reply back, and all that stuff. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. So get your cup mug, period, and thank you.
Oh, hi. I made it back finally. And it's not for the reasons you thought. I just finally caught up on Project Runway and I'm gagged to be here today. Hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Okay. I'm just drinking water and I'm gagged to be here. That's all. That's all I got today. I don't have much else.
Coucou, bonsoir tout le monde. It's me, Micha, Parisian correspondent, and I was drinking my black tea with different berries like raspberry, blackberry, and some other berries, because which berry is black? The blackberry. But now, I have it all finished because, we have such a guest, like such an honor and the privilege to have you here. Who's that? Who's that lovely, phenomenal person with a mustache?
I don't know. I just think it's such a pretty, just good-looking person just hanging out here at the cup. I don't even understand. We've had some really pretty people come by, but I'm just saying this might be one of the prettiest people who happened to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know who this is. If you're watching Project Runway, you know who this is. Jeffrey Kelly is in the building.
Yes, it's me, Jeffrey Kelly, all the way from Project Runway season 22, baby. How are you guys?
Oh my God! That's how I am.
We're gagging.
Oh my God!
I watch you guys. Like, I actually watch you guys. You saw me in the comments because I was scoping it out. I'm so excited you guys have me.
I'm so excited that you were here. I am so excited that we got to first that you were watching us. I'm like, I couldn't believe that gag, And then when I was like, well, I just have to reach out to him and see if they could come onto the show. And when you said yes, he said, of course, like he literally said, of course. And I was like,
I love it.
Baby. And to break the fourth wall, I had seen Jeffrey in our comment section for weeks, and obviously I haven't been on in a few weeks to talk about Project Runway, which I hate because this is my show. This is Lana and I mean, we've done our refilled series for 8.5 seasons. We will finish season 8 eventually. We started it. I don't know if you've seen, Jeffrey. We started our refilled coverage of season 8. I think it's 2 years ago now. I'm not even exaggerating. Like we just haven't finished it. But we will eventually finish it. But I finally caught up and I watched this episode this morning and I was like, oh, I'll be on. And Lana was like, okay, cool. Make sure you get here because I have something for you. And I was like,
no, if we're going to break the fourth wall, let's break it completely. Because Logan was like, I'm coming and I don't have a lot of nice things to say. And I was like, maybe you should chill today.
Okay, you're right.
I was like,
relax
maybe
a little bit.
I was like, today, maybe you should chill a little bit. And he was like, is there a reason why? And I was like, maybe,
fishing,
possibly. I'm just saying, it's some things in the works.
Okay, so, you're right. Yeah, that's right. No, you clocked my tea. I didn't want to, 100% say it, but no, you're right. You are correct. No, you're right.
And it's fine. And you know what? Like I said, we don't have to have nice things to say about everything, but I just wanted it to be nicer.
Oh, and with the caveat of no, and everything would have been with the caveat of all positive things towards Jeffrey Kelly always, because as I said to you before no, and truly, because as I told you before we started, and as I've said since the beginning, you were the person, other than obviously Plain and Q, who I knew before the season, you have been the person that I've followed very, very closely since before this season. I've loved your designs that I've seen on Project Runway, like your black and white look on Jules that I saw on season 17 is one of my favorite looks I've ever seen on Drag Race. Like your finale look for Tia is one of my favorite things I've ever seen on Drag Race. Like you inspire me so much in my own drag, like beyond all of it. Like my qualms with the season as a produced, edited reality show have nothing to do with you as a designer and as a person and as a character on the show.
Designers, really,
it has nothing to do with the designers, even. But no, that Lana clocked my tea. You're right, and she does, and she'll do it again. No, but yeah, that's when I was like, if it's gonna be a guest, I know for a fact, 100% without a shadow of a doubt, it's Jeffrey Kelly. And I said, all right, I'll be here. And I'm happy to do it. So.
I love that.
Yeah, this is phenomenal.
I love being the surprise.
Absolutely. Like to break the remnants of the fourth wall, to get the bricks basically outside of the house. And to get into the fifth dimension. I was aware since last week.
I told Micha last week.
I kept the surprise, very like closely behind closed doors. Also, like I like the final two episodes so far, like the fifth and the sixth, the final two that we've seen, the best of all, the last two. So I was kind of ready to say whatever was on the mind, especially those two episodes were so good for you. So
yeah. The last two episodes were my favorite so far.
The last two episodes were my favorite too, because I think we got some of the really, really great designs coming from you and from other, like Naheem.
I agree.
Overall,
watching
the paper towel challenge in person, you guys, like even the worst design, it was just so amazing because everybody manipulated the fabrics so well. It was just amazing, like up close in person. Like it was amazing to see. It was literally paper. It was paper.
Unconventional challenges are always my favorite ones to watch on Project Runway. I feel like that is the time where we get to see the designers step out of their comfort zone and just really showcase their talent and creativity. And I love seeing it. Even like you said, even the worst of the group, I still enjoyed watching the process. It's so much fun to see.
It's cool.
It is cool. So I want to know from you though about the paper towel challenge.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for you to make that black and white? And then like how difficult was it with the paper towels to keep it from like tearing after, like you're dyeing the ends and it's like, oh, because paper towels when they get wet.
When we got the challenge, the brief, they told us we had to make it look completely out of paper towels. There were dyes available. And I automatically saw the designers, yelling, oh, I want to use this color. I want to use this color. And I was like, you know what? Since I've gotten hard critiques so far and I haven't been able to, show them what I can do, like to the full potential, I was like, I'm going to leave the paper towel white because I thought when we got our brief, it was for Viva, like potentially they could use the look in something. And so I was like, I want to remain keeping the integrity of the paper towel white. And I knew that by doing that, it was harder because for me to dye the fabrics, to spray them, to make them stiffer, it was easier to work with. So I was like, in my head, I'm going to ombre them and keep the integrity of that white paper towel. And the inspiration behind it really, because I'm from Florida, when you go to Miami, you see the girls night out on the town, you see the white look. They love wearing white. They love wearing flowy, frilly, beautiful stuff. And I was like, let me make something that represents me, what I like seeing. That's a girl that's going out night out on the town. That's couture. So that was my inspiration. So I cut all those ruffles, and I wish they'd get to show it more because I really had to take my time dip dyeing. And then not only that, if I got one dot of dye on that garment from any of the designers, splash it, the workroom was a mess. There was puddles of dye everywhere because, we were dyeing them and hanging them. I was like, if I mess up one thing, I'm screwed. So it should be more impressive when it comes out that I kept that garment completely white with my model full of makeup, and it just looked sick. I was really happy with myself. I was happy with it. It was so cool. It was my first pant too. I was like, I haven't shown a pant yet. Let me show it in paper towel. Like, because I do love making everything. I was like, let me make something hard. And it was hard, but it was worth it. Loved it.
The fact that you have been in my top 2 for the last 2 weeks, I'm like,
Thank you.
I like, and that is not even a joke or just saying it because you were here. I ain't blowing smoke, but the fact that you were in my top 2 last week and you were in my top 2 this week, I'm like, this was like, this is like, and I did. This is what I did. I showed my sister because I was talking about this episode, and I was like, she doesn't watch Project Runway, and I showed her. I was like, I can't believe how the whatever. We'll talk about the results.
He was
but I was like, and it was so many better designs. I said, look at this one, and I showed her your picture. She was like, oh, that's what should have been walking down the runway. That should have been on the red carpet. I'm like, yeah. I showed her your look and I showed her B's look, and she was like, those looks should have been on the, like, I would wear that if I was walking down on the red carpet. Those should have been the looks. I don't know what this was, but
and I've seen some people say, like, I wish you would have did a different color, but like,
no,
I really did not want to do black or red because I knew everybody at the premiere would have it. And I was like, Heidi,
right?
She's a blonde bombshell. Like she's so bronze and beautiful. And like when you see her in person, I knew that if she would put that color on, she was about to pop off. Because in person, it's even I promise you guys, I'm sending you after this the raw runway from the side in HD, so you could see how it looked on stage. Because
oh my god, I would love that.
It was like she was being abducted by aliens because that bitch was glowing. Okay,
it
was so sick.
I have loved watching you on this show because the way you manipulate textile is so. It's so inventive, it's so gorgeous, and like seeing you do it with the paper towel was so phenomenal. Like, I love Naeem's look, don't get me wrong.
Oh no,
I would have had you win. For me personally, I liked Naeem.
I think I would have had Naeem win, but
I think that's fair.
I didn't care when I got called in the top 2. You guys, I honestly didn't. I didn't care. I was like, I'm not getting roasted this week. I know in my heart I did good.
Right.
I could have done better. And when Naeem won, you could see I was ecstatic for him because
oh my god, no,
I
absolutely.
knew he needed also to jumpstart his business. He's younger than me. I was like, he needs that money right now, and he's gonna do good things with it. And I believe in Naeem. That's why I was like, I'm happy you won, and I gave him the biggest hug. I almost broke his back.
Oh yeah. I adore him too. I am loving. He's coming out of his shell so much as like clearly as a designer here, like stepping out of his like designer box, but as a character as well. I'm loving seeing like his like he's almost like a butterfly in a cocoon almost. You know. To make the drag race
metamorphosis. He is
truly like, and it's so fun to see. Like I would have had you with, I mean, I'm also the person that would have had you in the top for the NFL challenge because I loved your NFL challenge look. Like that's one of my favorite looks of this season too. Well, and I know that was contentious on this podcast.
That was. I mean, and see, the thing is that people in person, they were specifically like, it's not a ready to wear. It's more. It said, it was like. Art. It was, but they said something on the description that was in the lines of when somebody says art, to me in my head as a costume designer, I'm thinking, okay, so nothing you're going to see a girl typically wear, but something that she would fantasize wearing to the NFL game.
Right.
Like, that's what was in my head. And I also had teammates to work with and
and that's what brought it down. Like, I'm like, it's not Jeffrey's look. I think you had the best look out of the 3. For sure, but your teammates didn't come through how they needed to come through to make the team win. And I think the Panthers team, all 3 of them made it where they could.
Oh yeah, in my confessionals, they asked me who won, and I said hands down the Panthers, because each team, I don't care what you tell me, they had major flaws. There was flaws on the team with Bobby and Andre. There was flaws in B's team. Also, they didn't have 3 perfect garments.
No, they did not.
And I knew that my team had flaws. So I, as somebody that is not blind, I could see what's going on. I was like, girl, that team is gonna win right now. Like
even the winning team had flaws. Like, it was still there. It was, what was the most cohesive. But
it was there was flaws, but overall, for me, at being fair, looking at the 3 garments, I didn't look at one and was like, ooh, that bunching right there is this. It was cleanly done, and that's the only fair way.
Absolutely.
So I do want to get into one thing, Jeffrey, because you spilled some tea to me before my panelists got here, talking about your reasoning for bringing your first look to the first Runway. And
Mm.
we all had some, we were wondering the same thing. Everyone was like, why did he pick that look? And so you explained it to me.
Yeah. So
And I love that reason. So I want you to explain it to them.
Yeah. So when you are going through the process of getting on Project Runway, you're doing interview after interview after interview, and you really don't know if you're officially going until about the week before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally you have days
to
get your stuff together, and that's it. So when we got our brief from them, they specifically told us we want something that you already made, something that when somebody sees it, they know that Jeffrey made it. So in my head, I was like, I'm not making a pair of capris and a tank top and bringing it to the show because my fans will be like, that's not Jeffrey.
Right.
Never.
Right.
So in my head, I was thinking, because in past seasons, you guys know, if there's a look that you brought or a look that you have to make a corresponding look to, I thought that's what the situation was about to be. So I thought they were going to bring the look. And in my head, I was like, maybe they'll have the model displaying it on the screen. Then when she comes around the corner, it's the alternate version of what you would realistically make it as.
Makes sense.
So to me, I was like, it's so big and exaggerated, and I knew that. It's grand. It has everything on it in the kitchen sink. But I was like, when they see the edited version, they'll know I'm serious because I can edit it down and send it down the runway.
You can edit that down into so many different things.
And I had already thought in my head of everything. Like, I was like, I'm going to slay this right now. So maybe one day I'm going to make it after.
Oh, because I was about to ask, what would you have done?
I think I'm going to make it because I did sketch it out, and it's
cool.
Gorgeous.
I love that.
I would love to see
they're like,
that.
your models are going to be judging these looks. And I was like, who would have thought in a billion years you wouldn't make something on the first episode of Project Runway, right?
Right.
So,
because they've done that. Because they've done, and obviously Project Runway history. Like, and that's hearing that now, such a smart reasoning for it, because they've done that so many times. They've done that in the audition process. They've done it, on so many different seasons. Yeah. That makes so much sense.
And also, I love it. With me being a costume designer, when that look comes out, I made it because that was the challenge.
Yeah.
What represents you as a designer? I'm a costume designer. That doesn't mean it's the only thing I do, but I am a costume designer.
I mean, and it makes for a great piece of promo to have, a winner's drag race promo cross over onto Project Runway. I mean, you can't really get much better than that. So, what better? Yeah.
And also, I did get a lot of feedback that was so positive too that you don't get to see, because I got comments like, this could be in the costume art of the Met. Like this year was costume art. So when I was packing, it was another big reason of me taking it, because I was like, well, this definitely, the 1 year that drag or costume can fit in at the Met, it would be costume art. So in my head, that's what I thought. And that's what I thought.
That was one of the things that, because we have had other costume designers cross over onto Project Runway with a lot of varying degrees of success. And obviously, one of the, I wouldn't necessarily have called him a costume designer when he went on the show, but like Christian Siriano being one of the bigger, and like, obviously his brand has grown so exponentially since. And all of the costume designers have had such, have gone across the full gambit probably of results on Project Runway. I know you probably anticipated that shift from costume design to fashion design going into the competition. Was there something when you got there that was more surprising in that shift than you had anticipated it being?
As far as like, wait, say that again. Like,
so like when you got to the competition, was there something that exceeded your expectations as far as like making the shift from costume design to fashion design? It was like, oh, this is harder actually doing Project Runway than you had anticipated. To
me, no, it wasn't harder. Like, that's why when you see me in the workroom, you never see me freaking out or pivoting, because my life as a drag designer is a one-day challenge, and it's just honest. Because a lot of queens come to me last minute and it's like, Jeffrey, can I get this? Or working with celebs, can I get this in one day? Yeah, girl, of course, I can get it in one day. So the hardest thing for me was to really look at the garment and just try to take away all the stuff that I would put on it usually, because that's just the world I live in. So it was hard at first, but then like even making the backward suit, I knew, I was like, the shoulders, it's big. I know the lapel's big, but I don't want them to see from the front the lapel. So I made it look like that was the shoulder. Like if you actually look at it, it's more so the lapel showing than the shoulder. It's like kind of like an outline. And then, but like those little things, like I love that. Just like how Naeem is evolving, I do see myself evolving as a designer.
Oh, definitely.
And it definitely made me better. That's why I never fought with law or anything. Even when I was getting my ass chewed out, I was like, okay, because I know now next week when I come back, I'm not doing that. Like, it's a school. I told everybody there on set, this is a school. And at the end, we want to graduate and we want to have the best critiques and put them forward in our garments. Like, that's what we want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like, the other interesting thing about having you on the show, and I guess to that extent, plain in Q for the 1.25 episodes that we saw them really, I 1.25, 2, sure, whatever. Having all three of you on, is so unique because, and Utica, I guess as well, is that, you do work under those very, very tight circumstances. There's a very short period usually for Drag Race girls to get their looks out and have that tight turnaround. It's kind of like you've been under Project Runway circumstances so many times. It's like you've had the ultimate boot camp for Project Runway. It's a really interesting thing to think about when you really look at it. It's really cool. Yeah.
Which I'm grateful for because like it does truly change your mind and the way you think when you go in there. And there was many times where the contestants, we don't see everything, but where they're freaking the hell out. And I literally look at them and I'm like, listen, we are here because we are all sickening. I don't care if it's the worst person in the competition. It's hard to get here. There are thousands of people that try out and we're here. Try your best, no matter what you do, you just got to do your best. And then hating on somebody else's shit constantly is not going to make your design better. So it's like focus on your stuff and just get it done.
As we saw. But I don't want to cut you off, Logan. We were about to say something.
Oh no, I was going to say, and even then there were 22 of you at the start of the season and they've already cut what, 2/3 of you?
Half of it,
yeah, exactly.
Not even we're beyond half at this point. I think we're at like 2/3.
We're at 8.
2/3 cut.
We're at 8. So
it was a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot for us as a viewer, so I'm sure it was 10 times as worse for y'all.
20 designers in the same place. Imagine.
I was like,
it was insanity.
But let's get into this episode because that's what we came here to talk about. And even though we did come to talk to Jeffrey about,
oh my god, yes.
Well, but yes, I want to get into this episode because we find out. First of all, we had to find out who was eliminated from last week. Which I still hate that they keep you hanging until a whole week until this week.
With the exception,
we didn't have that this week, so I'm very glad.
I was gonna say, except this week.
This week was the first time this season we did not have to wait till the next week.
And I was wondering when I was watching, I was like, I wonder if they did it like that because people of the complaints, or if it was like that the whole time, because
I hope it was because of the complaints and they never do this again, because
I agree, girl. I know what happens, and I was literally there with my stomach like this because I'm like, is it about to end right now? Like, what are people gonna say? And then I'm hosting viewing parties with 100 people there, and they're like, and these are sometimes people that have never watched the show, and they're like, wait, what just happened? Like, you're not gonna see? So I have to tell them it's a cliffhanger, girl. It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah. That was my one true complaint about last season and this season. I'm like, y'all revamping Project Runway, and I'm used to what I'm used to, and I don't like change. I don't like change.
Me and Anna were really going through it because Anna's a huge fanatic of the show too. So we were just
I do like change, but it just needs to be, somehow amplified by reasoning. When we had like this big change, like from season 14 and 15 to like 16, with this new format, with new models, with new judging panel, but it was still like very like logical, and that's what makes season 16 such a great watch. But here, I mean, it's interesting because like, okay, we're switching to cliffhangers for whatever reason, and like as a person who worked in the media for like 10 years, of course, we know that the editing is the last thing you do basically, and like as a former video editor as well, it's something you put on as the last step. So it must be like a decision which you can basically take on a day-to-day basis. And I just kind of don't get the reason why they decided to run with it like last year and still running this year. And now we get to this very unique episode where not only we didn't get even the winner.
The winners too. We didn't even know who won the dropped it.
And now we got
Yeah.
everything in 1 week. Like everything.
Yeah.
From the past week
It's-
eliminated and winner to this week's eliminated and winners.
Yeah,
It's-
this episode was like we got the full elimination, we got the winners. Like it was a lot in this last episode.
It was such a clusterfuck of a results episode across the board, and it was just like I was like I felt like a slingshot watching this episode. I'm like boom boom boom. I'm like or like a pinball. I'm like okay, all of the above things. The editing just feels so antithetical to reality TV formatting. That's just what it feels like even just basic reality TV formatting. Like, I don't know really any other show that does it like this, or that has, like, the only other show I can think of that is done formatting like this is like Bad Girls Club All-Star Battle is the only show that's coming to mind.
Bad Girls Club versus Project Runway. I live that word.
Oh my god.
I love that.
So many crossovers.
Or like House of Villains even like did a little bit of that, but it wasn't
But
really
not
even
every
that bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't
Dracula
this,
Titans.
Dracula hasn't ever been this egregious with it.
It was just annoying. It was frustrating.
Yeah.
It was just like, why are we doing this?
Why?
Honestly, when we see this live, this is the first time we see any. Like, we do not know anything. A lot of people think we watched it before. Like, we don't know.
No.
So for them to not have the cliffhanger this week, I was like, this is like they showed us at first. They showed us at Mood a little bit, which made people happy. We got a little bit more critiques, right, on this past episode.
Much more than
a little bit more than most.
So it was dipping back into the old format.
Yes,
I really liked it. It was,
but
yeah,
we did find out that we did have a winner, and it turned out to be because they said, "B and Brian, get off the stage. You're no longer we couldn't decide against y'all, so neither one of y'all winning. So get off." And I was like, okay.
Yeah. What are we doing?
But just imagine, I was standing there the whole time, and our critiques are long, and I'm just like, I don't know where it's going right now, but I'm so scared. I was
so scared. I was like, this is so ridiculous. First of all, when the judges fight on the stage, went back and forth and back and forth. If I was a contestant, and like even if they weren't fighting about my stuff, but I'm watching them fight, I'm like, we just got to stand here for this.
I was
also,
yeah.
Can I pop in real quick, and then we can move on to the rest of the episode? Respectfully, can we remove Tyra Banks and Law Roach as judges on this show?
First of all, Tyra's not the problem. It's Law. It is Law Roach. It is Law Roach. It is Law.
It is. Oh no, I agree with you. I would like to personally. I would like to remove them for separate reasons, but personally, I love them both off the show. I appreciate what they both do off the show. That's just me as an individual. I do not speak for Project Runway, Jeffrey Kelly, or this podcast, or anybody else. Let me make that abundantly clear. I appreciate them both. I don't think either of them personally are right judges for this show. That's
me personally, like, it's so hard because it's when you're there, it's so different. It's so hard because also the critiques that Law is giving, there are negative critiques for everybody, not just everybody that's shown. It's not that he's just hating on one specific person. He's really trying to tell us what he's thinking so that when we come back the next week, we're trying. Because honestly, if I didn't listen to half the things that he told me, I wouldn't have tried to edit down so much because other girls were living for the looks. Like a lot of times Heidi loved my looks and Tyra loved my looks, and that's great. But I wanted to be there so I can like excel and change the looks. So I can see both sides. I understand because you're seeing one thing, but I appreciate like when I did get my ass chewed out, and yes, I would go home and bitch, I would cry at night. I'd be like, what's going on? How come I can't fix it? But then I would tap in and be like, okay, he's telling me this because this is what he's seeing. And if that's somebody that I want to hire me one day or something, I need to fix it. You know, because it's a different ball game than being on Drag Race or anything else. So
I'll go ahead. I'm
sorry.
No,
go ahead. No, I want to hear it. I love it.
Here's the thing for me. I think sometimes when Law is speaking, it is definitely trying to help. and I get that, and I appreciate that those moments. I feel like the show is only showing the viewers the most nastiest things he's saying. Like it's not even about he could like what he said about Aaron after his thing, and he was like, I find this look disgusting, and like I don't.
I didn't even hear that because I was in the. I didn't
We
know
were in
that
the
happened
back,
until live.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you mean? Why? Like then you to come, but he comes back and like, but Aaron, I just want to sit and talk to you about fashion because
But
you're
see,
so
like to
knowledgeable
me,
about
also that
fashion.
is the perfect example of like, Law is first of all that's the way his personality is. Like
Yeah.
like
Yes.
he lives in New
Oh,
York.
he's
from
Chicago down,
Like
baby.
that's just how
He's
he is
Chicago
as a
down.
person.
I'm from
Yeah.
Chicago. I know
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
He's a Chicago
And I'm
down.
from Detroit. Like I'm from
Yes,
that area.
you
Right,
know how that
right.
is
For
up
me,
there.
as a
We
contestant,
just
I was
that
like,
way.
okay, he's just doing like he's talking to me like one of my
Yeah.
family members would talk to me. So
Yeah.
I didn't mind as much, but I could see when you're not headstrong how it can get to you. I could see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, I don't think he's a bad judge by any means of the imagination. I think for me, I've seen him as a judge on Legendary. I've seen him as a judge on Drag Race, and I'm now seeing him as a judge on Project Runway. I feel like he's judging Project Runway the way he judged Legendary. And I don't think, for me personally, I'm loving that connection because I want, like, I'm not loving his connection to Project Runway. I think like I like a constructive judge. I absolutely do. I like a constructive judge. This honestly might be my nostalgia for Project Runway popping up. I honestly think that's a lot of what it is. I want a nostalgic judge in the Nina Garcia, Michael Kors way. That's what I want.
I hear you.
So I like, that's kind of what I'm loving. And I like him as a judge on Legendary. I like him as a judge on Drag Race. I don't know that in 2 seasons I'm connecting with him yet as a judge on Project Runway. That might change. I am open to that changing. So far, it's not for me in the way that it's not connecting for Tyra with me. I have liked Tyra on America's Next Top Model. For me, Tyra is very complacent as a judge so far on this season, and I find that she is going off of her personal style. And this is no shade to Tyra as a person, just objectively as a judge. I'm finding that Tyra is very complacent and is just going off of her style and what she likes instead of necessarily judging as a, from a fashion perspective. I feel like she's judging from a Tyra perspective.
Right. Well, I will say, like, it's so strange for me because, growing up, I was obsessed with Tyra Banks on American Next. That's literally why I'm always trying to be so fierce, because that's what I watched growing up.
Right. So, we all learned how to smize. Hello.
Having Tyra in person, again, like, we do get a lot of comments and critiques that you don't see. I love that from her view. A lot of times she'd be like, in a photo shoot, if it's like this, this song, like, it is great because you're seeing from a top model that's loved.
Yeah.
How if somebody's hiring me for a shoot, she would be like this for an editorial or this. Yeah. I do love that view from Tyra. And then as well as with Law, imagine if Law Roach was nice. What would people say?
Yeah.
But see, and that's the thing. I agree with the whole criticism. I can take the constructive criticism and all of that. I think my problem with Law is I think he's doing a lot for TV.
Yeah.
Some of his things are just because he wants to make good TV and he wants us podcasters and people on the internet to talk about him. And after when he said what he said about the Joseph McCray show, everybody was on the internet talking about, Law, what are you talking about the Joseph McCray show? Blah, blah, blah. So I do think a lot of his things are for TV to make it it's reality TV. At the end of the day, it's reality TV, and he needs to make a moment, or he feels like he needs to make a moment, and that's fine. I just feel like sometimes he goes too far, but like, if that's what it's going to take, I guess every judging panel needs a Simon Cowell. Every judging panel needs that.
Needs a Michelle Visage.
Michelle Visage as a designer. I thought it was great to have Willie. Like, he did give some great.
Oh, Willie was phenomenal. Yeah,
and I think he's coming at it from a stylist point of view. Like, what would I put on Zendaya, or what would I put on, whoever else I design, and like, if I could take these pieces, and the Tyra's coming and Heidi are coming from the supermodel, like, if I put this on, if I'm walking a red carpet, would this look good? If I'm in an editorial, would this look good?
Right.
And at all angles. So I get it. I understand it. I think they need to gel better because this is Tyra's first season. And this is Law's second season, and Heidi is still coming.
It's Heidi's second season back.
It's his comeback season. I think they have to get that gel because they're not gelling as a panel, and it's sometimes frustrating for the audience to see it because we just
and with all the changes that are happening, like so much is different. You know, there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
I think so much changed all at once that it feels like the show is trying to catch up with itself it across the board. And I think some things are catching up now. I would love if they dropped the social strategy aspect of this show and kind of just left it to the judges. Because I think then if it was just up to the judges, I think it would allow them to gel more, have their opinions kind of fleshed out a little bit more. It would leave for more judges like opinions and hearing more critiques. Because I would love to hear more about I would love to hear more of Tyra's critiques about like seeing the photo shoot elements of things and like hearing more of Law's critiques about, the stylist aspect of things. But what we're hearing is Tyra saying, oh, I think it's lovely. I would love to wear it. And we're hearing Law with sound bites for social media is kind of what it feels like as a viewer and as a longtime viewer of Project Runway. And I also want to say, I have the utmost respect for Tyra and Law. And Heidi and all the judges, like utmost respect, all of the respect in the world. Just as a longtime fan, it's frustrating, and as fans of both of them, I'm frustrated, and I'm just like, up
until this point in the competition, I feel like I had a right sometime to be extremely frustrated because I was getting chewed out, and then at the end of the day, I just had to I had to ignore it. It was not going to change.
Suck it up. It ain't going to change.
It's not going to change. I was like, bitch, let me go back to my room to think about what I did wrong, and I'm not doing it. That's all. All.
But I'm so sorry to completely derail the episode again, Lana. I'm so sorry.
Fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
I feel like I'm still dreaming that Jeffrey Kelly. I'm talking to Jeffrey Kelly. I'm having a full objective conversation with Jeffrey Kelly.
And also, you can hope that every second week there is still going to be a designer on the judges panel. So I mean, that's that.
Yeah, I do love that. I do love that.
Nice.
The episode, which I loved, yes.
The winner of this episode was Naheem for that beautiful denim paper towel look. Which even if it was like I said, Jeffrey and Naheem was like top two. Even if either one of y'all won, I would have been like, period. And what?
Absolutely.
But we did have to say goodbye to someone, and baby, I'm gonna say this. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. The girlies are not giving what they need to be giving this year, and Elizabeth is let go. And I'm like, I like Elizabeth. I understand she, it was her first time in the bottom, but when you saw the look up close, it was pretty, but then it was tearing apart and it was falling apart. And
when we started the day and I saw her doing the textile manipulation, I really thought she was about to slay us right now. And because I was like, maybe she's about to really whip this up. Because at first you just see her doing the design, you see the fabric overall. And I was like, that's paper towels right now. That's so cool.
I thought she was about to win.
In Elizabeth's defense, I will say she is one of the only people that truly used all paper towel on her look. She really did use all paper towel on her look. Yeah. So I appreciated that. Yeah, there was some problems and issues. Remember, our models are also in these garments for a long time.
Yes,
for a long time. And the thing with her model in person is when I looked at her, I looked at the outfit and I was like, oh, I see it. But then I was looking at her model's face and I was like, bitch, Amanda's face. If you guys go back, she looked like she stepped out of a 90s model magazine because how striking she looked. Yeah. And I was like, bitch, but it's ripped in the bottom, and they're gonna see that shit right now.
Because I was like, when she first came out from afar and she's walking, I'm like, oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Yeah. But then we got the up close, and I was like, Oh, it's
Oh,
falling
no.
apart.
I
No.
caught up on the episode last night and I was like, oh, this is a Monet. Oh no, I don't want to look at it up close, girl. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
No, it was,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was just.
it was this Monet who was like a 3D reproduction, which is like touring the circuses around the country somewhere in the world, and it's like projected on the wall. So it was
Yes.
like this
I
Monet.
just felt so I just felt so bad because like I don't feel like we've seen, other than Bobby's crash out during the NFL challenge, like I just don't feel like we've seen a crash out like Elizabeth's in a long time on Project Runway. And I just felt really like there was so much sympathy watching this episode for her, like, and it being because of like the judges and the reaction there, like it, like I don't know, there was just something. I really, really like Elizabeth as well as a designer. Like her POV is so
I actually love Elizabeth. Like
she seems very lovely.
Hung out with Elizabeth. We hung out. All of us got.
I love it.
But Elizabeth is super cool, and she makes super cool things, and she does manipulate fabrics so super cool. Like she is really talented. It's just that everybody has a bad day. Like that could be literally your challenge. Like this, right? In everybody else's mind going into this challenge, we were thinking Anna's probably going to shit on everybody because this is all she does in life, and then everybody can have that day where it's like, bitch, it just didn't work, and that's it. That is what it is, So, but it was cute. It was cute. It was a good challenge. Like I will say, this was when we got this challenge, we were super excited, super excited.
One of my favorite unconventional material concepts, I think, ever. Like I love paper towel as a concept too. It
was at first when we heard it, we were like, wait, how are we going to do this? And then when we started, it was like just seeing all the other designers, like the different ways that they did their thing. Like it was so cool. I really loved it. And I loved that they still did give people the option, like one piece completely had to be paper towel. You could still use fabric. I love how some people chose to and chose not to. Like, it was cool. I only use paper towel. Like I was so picky, like even down to the little tiny waistband, because I was like, it'll be more impressive that it's only paper towel. Like, so that's why I chose to do it like that.
And then going from unconventional challenge, my favorite challenge, to challenge about one of my favorite movies. Hello, Devil Wears Prada. Hello, I love it. I love it. I love it.
When they said it was Devil Wears Prada, like you could, even when they don't show me, you could hear me screaming this whole season. I was like, yes, that's always me, because I was so excited, and I thought in my heart, I was like, if Anne Hathaway comes through that zipper wall right now, I'm literally going to fall on the floor, because that's one of my favorite people of all time. So,
when they said client, I said it's gonna be Anne Hathaway, right? Like,
I would have literally just.
I thought the same thing, because
I was like, it's gonna be Anne or Meryl, right? Like they pulled them on. No.
But then being Heidi to me is just as iconic, because for me, I grew up in that Victoria's Secret fashion show era as a child. Like this is what I would watch, because I didn't have access to YouTube or fashion shows or anything. So I would wait every December for the Victoria's Secret fashion show and see who's wearing the $1 Million Bra bitch. And Heidi was one of those girls that when I saw her walking, she just knew how confident she was. She walked down the runway like with such confidence that getting the chance to even make a dress for her, even if she didn't pick it, I was like, bitch, this is iconic. This is so cool right now. I want to be Heidi. I want to get all these bitches stressed making me dresses for me to pick one at the end of the night. Like that is so fierce to me.
Offhand, this is going to be a wild question, because I also love the Victoria's Secret fashion show. Offhand, do you have a favorite year?
I would say 2005 or 4 when they had the candy and Adriana Lima was in it and Alessandra Ambrosio. Like I loved that whole
classic.
Thing. I don't know. I don't know if it was that year specifically, but it was around there. It was the candy one.
I love it. I love it.
It was absolutely so fire. I loved it, and I was so obsessed with the drama of the wings and everything. And to me, in my world that I live in as a costume designer, as a kid watching that, I was like, I wish I could do that one day. Like I want to create those kind of back pieces and do all that kind of stuff. So it's really a big inspiration of what I do is watching those. Yeah,
I think mine was 2003.
Which one was that?
That was it was when the main girls were, or the angels were, it was Heidi, Tyra, Adriana, and Giselle, I think it was, and they had like the latex
Oh,
and it was like the kittens, and it was like the glamazon, and I forget the others, but it was like everyone was like, it was the first time they did something like super out of the box.
That wasn't,
and I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, it was the first time that I was like super gagged by
a woman.
by truly, honestly, yeah, no. And I went back and watched them because like I was a wee child when that happened. So, you know, I went back and watched like years later when I knew what it was. But no, that was one that I definitely... even more fierce when you watched. Oh my God, absolutely. It was one of the things that I was like, no, these women are fabulous. I'm gay, but like these women are fabulous. They look great. 100.
I love that.
Anyway, Devil Wears Prada. Sorry, Lana, go ahead.
Yeah, and actually Candice Victoria Runway was just before the first Devil Wears Prada came out. So yeah, I mean, it all checks out chronologically.
Absolutely. But yes, Devil Wears Prada challenge.
Devil Wears Prada challenge. It was going to be she's going to go to the red carpet, and the person who's going to wear the garment is going to be Heidi Klum herself. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is good. We love a good Heidi Klum get to wear the, you know, we've seen it before. Classic. We've seen it. Mm-hmm. So
Lana, did you also think when you heard the challenge that it was going to be Anne Hathaway or Meryl Streep?
Of course.
Originally,
I know it was Anne Hathaway. Okay. Like literally, I was like,
no. Did you think the client was going to be?
Oh, I thought the client was going to be Anne Hathaway.
Right, like that's what we were all thinking. Yeah.
But then I was like,
200% same.
But then I'm like, it's nice, but wasn't she pregnant at the time during the Devil Wears Prada 2 premiere? So I'm like, if she was pregnant, that might have been a little bit of a issue
I was thinking it, and then I also was trying to be realistic in my head. Like, is she really going to wear for her premiere of Devil Wears Prada one of our looks from Project Runway?
Right. I'm thinking no.
One of the houses that you know she would wear. I'm going to just keep hoping, but let's...
Or, like, the closest Project Runway connection she'll get is, like, wearing Christian Siriano. Like, you know.
like,
that feels like a season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 kind of like, you know, back in the day they would do that, but you know.
But so we get told to go in the mood to get to we don't get a lot of mood. Like I was like mood.
We're at mood. Oh my God, we're at mood.
We just not get a lot of mood. See, that was another change. I was like, I don't like it. I want to see them running through mood. We
need to make our episodes an hour and a half, so we could just
please. Oh my God, I would love it.
Watch it right now and just get it out of the way. If we had an hour and a half, they would show all this stuff. It's just it's a lot. Also, remember, there's so many. Well, we started with so many contestants that they still need to show every runway look. You know? So it's like it cuts in. Seconds. It cuts into our time.
And also, we're on a streaming service. Why can't we make it an hour and a half?
Yeah. Well, they're on Freeform, so it's actually a channel first. So they have to stick with their programming channels.
All right,
they play Beauty and the Beast and all of those, and they're like 2 hours. So
Project Runway needs to pay for an hour and a half. I'm just saying.
Ma'am. Come on.
But we get the mood. They get all their fabrics. We get back to the workroom, and Jude has discovered he did not pick up everything he bought, or he thought he bought, and half of his stuff was left at Mood.
Which I don't even know how that happened.
I was about to ask. Yeah,
well, I will say, like, once we do get our stuff, they put a tie around it, they put our name on it, and we give it to production, and they take it in the van.
Thank you, Mood, and then you go back, you know.
Yep, and then we go back, and then we unpack our stuff and take it into the workroom. And when he realized that his stuff was in there, I literally asked him, I was like, bitch, how? Like, I'm fucking freaking out the whole time, like, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? Okay, you got my stuff? Like, because, you know, we cannot go back and get anything, and we don't have... When you're getting your stuff removed, like, they're probably not going to have it in the workroom. So,
it was like once or twice during the entire Project Runway history when somebody could run back. It happened to like one of the girls back in season 9, I think.
Yeah, there was one in season 6 or 7 that we had talked about it.
Talked about it.
Yeah.
Something happened where they had to go back. But yeah,
The drama was that Jude had to ask Brian
he
of all
had to
people.
ask Brian of all people
After he
because
just put him up,
he just
bro,
told
like,
him. He just said he was the weakest designer. Now listen. I'm going to be fair and I'm going to be real. He is the weakest designer in my opinion, but that's I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say
it's your
it.
opinion, girl.
And that's
I'm
the
gonna say
team.
it. This is my podcast, and we can say what we want over here, but I just feel like he is. But like, I wasn't mad when he said Brian. I was like, speak your truth, Jude. Speak your truth, because
And
I
that's the
didn't
drama
feel
I
like
want to.
everybody was telling the. I feel like here's my opinion, and I don't know if and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, Jeffrey. I feel like the pile on happened because one person said one name and everybody was like, yep,
It was
just to
a
make
domino
sure.
effect.
Domino effect to get it off. Like, I'm not trying to ruffle nobody else's feathers. I ain't trying to get everybody
I
mad.
could see, yes, I could see that. And also in person, it was more so like them. It was more so about the episode challenge, like fulfilling that challenge, like the paper towel challenge. And so in my head, I was just going based off of not the body of work, like more so like the critiques that they gave us and what was presented in front of us. I didn't think that when I said Joseph's, I didn't think that his was a strong design because he had half fabric and then he had the little bomber, which was cute. But I'm keeping it real, and I told them, and I would usually have put Brian because of the problems he had, but he did try to make his dress all out of paper towel, and it was a lie. It was a full silhouette, and it did look like a salad, bitch. Like, yeah, we know, but like it was still trying to use the paper towel, to the full for the full effect. So that was the only reason, but I could see it being like a domino effect, also. 100.
And like this is the drama I want to see on Project Runway. I'm like this, like, oh my god, you put him in the bottom. You said he should be in the bottom last week, and now you have to ask him for fabrics. And of course he's going to give it to you because he doesn't see you as competition. So that's the tea we're going to get. And I'm like, this is what I wanted to see. I was like, this episode finally for me felt like old school Project Runway again. I was like, oh, thank
And then you see a moment where B was like, I feel bad and this and that, and I was like, girl, no matter who we would have said, somebody's going to be hurt. It's a question. Do you want to win $200,000?
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's you're asked a question, you have to answer. And if I would have said anybody else, it would have been the same drama.
And I truly appreciated how Joseph McCray actually handled that situation. He was like, you know what? It is what it is. Say my name. That's fine.
Because
I still want to competition.
As a designer, like me, when I'm getting roasted, I'm like, okay, that is okay. I got you, because I know what I make and I know how good that I can. Do. So when you get really defensive and you defend yourself, it's because you don't know. You don't know, because for you to fight with the judges back and forth, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because they're there for a reason. They're judging you, and if they're telling you something, it's because that's what they're telling you. Like, just take it. And move on.
I mean, spill the tea, because that was a bar you just said. If you fight back and forth with people because you don't know what kind of designer you are, you have no idea. Excuse my baby in the background, but
Yes,
and the baby agrees,
and
that's
JJ agrees,
and that's the tea. Like,
they did. So they asked Brian on stage this week, like, how would you fix this dress? How would you fix this?
And he could not give an answer.
No, and me as somebody that knows who they are as a designer and somebody that is so, I think of everything from before I start. I'm thinking in my head, I wouldn't need to fix it because it's a client challenge. I'm making it for Heidi. So from the jump, that structure and the way that it's fit, I would have made it for Heidi and not had to be altered. So it was just very confusing. Like, it was a client challenge and it needed to work for the body, but then they had to switch it completely. Like, it was just a lot.
We're gonna talk about that.
We'll get over there.
And that's why Jeffrey should have won the challenge.
Okay. Like I know,
but I'm gonna say it up front. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna say it because I agree with you, and it should have been Jeffrey. It should have been.
The baby's crying because
the baby is like, I don't understand how
the baby is upset. The baby is angry because Jeffrey Kelly should have won this challenge.
It's the truth. But workroom stuff, honestly, not a lot happened in the workroom that we
No.
saw. It was just a lot of, walk through now the big thing was the costume designer for Devil Wears Prada 2, Miss Molly, was in the
Oh my
building.
God.
I actually knew who she was. So when they said
I
her,
did
was-
too.
Yeah, I knew
I
you
was literally
knew.
like,
I
my
I
head
can tell on
fell
your
out of
face
my-
you knew. I was like, oh,
I knew
Oh.
because I've watched the movie 5 billion times and Sex in the City, and like somebody that is a costume designer, I always look and see who's the costume designer. Like that's what I want one day. I want my name to show up right there on the credits. Like so, I knew who she was from before.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no. When you were describing, or when Christian was describing her, your face lit up, and I was like,
it was like my ass had almost fell out because bitch, I was literally like, I was like, there's no way.
I was like, period. No, it was
cool.
so great. And I thought Molly had she brought such a lightness
Oh,
to this
yeah.
episode. I was like, so many great critiques, genuinely, like no malice involved, going, so what is this? What are we thinking with this? Like, and the whole time I loved that you were just like, you felt calm as a cucumber, just going, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm here. I brought my fabric from home, and I'm doing my thing, and I love it, and this is what I'm doing. And this is my tea, and I'm doing it. So
my favorite thing in the world. So I was just really like,
you're in your element, baby. You're in your element. Talk us through this fabric because you did bring it from home.
Yeah,
I love the fabric. I love the choice for it. Yes.
Girl, let's pull her real quick.
Oh my God, please. Yeah.
She is so. This is solid rhinestone. This is not sequin, or people are like, oh, it's glitter.
I clocked it with rhinestone
Solid
immediately.
rhinestone. So, from the beginning of the day when I decided to use this fabric, which I wanted to clear something up, because on set they were like, how much was it? $1,000 a yard? Like I'm like, girl, I spent $600 in fabric total, which was your budget because they were $200 a panel, and they were like a yard and a half each. So we were allowed to bring 6 yards. I've only brought like 4. And I brought the fabric, and I knew immediately when they said Heidi, I was like, I know I cannot find this fabric at Mood. I knew that because I shop Mood constantly. So I was like, I'm bringing something that I know they haven't used, and the color was, I loved the color. I was like, this has to be my fabric for Heidi. Like I want her to have something that's, when the people see it, they're like, wow, okay, that's expensive. So knew immediately I was going to do this for Heidi, this fabric, as soon as I got the chance. So I was like to production, can I please have my fabric from home, please? And they ran and got it, and then that was it. So
period.
I love when people use the fabrics that they brought from home, because I'm like, that's always the best fabric. It's always when Anna pulled hers out, I was like
at the top with her red and blue lace dress.
I love that. I love that. When she pulled that, I was like, yes.
Me too.
Yes.
When she pulled it, I was like, yes, bitch.
Yes.
Get it. And I thought it was so smart for her to use it too, especially with Law there. If I'm Law looking at it and I'm like thinking, Zendaya's about to go on a press run for Spider-Man, I'm like, bitch, Law's gonna love this dress right now. Like, he's gonna love it. So I thought it was very smart.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, I just found it very hilarious at this very moment during the walkthroughs with Molly that like literally half of the cast, so basically 4 out of 8 designers were like, oh, actually red carpet is my bread and butter. And in some reasons, like with you, Jeffrey, obviously believed it, but in some was like, that's an interesting bit of information. Let's see how this turns out.
Right, exactly.
It's like half the cast is like, I love red carpet. Red carpet is my thing. It's great. I'm in my element. And the other half is like, I've made a dress maybe once. I've thought about a dress. I've maybe considered the concept of a dress. Maybe. Yeah. And I'm like,
and I'm thinking in my head like, okay, I'm scared for you right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm sitting here like, oh my.
And it's for Heidi.
It's for Heidi!
It's the second dress, third dress you're making, and you're like, that's the pressure right there.
Oh,
it has to be perfect.
I'm like, and I love the amount of diversity we're getting from, like perspectives on fashion. Like I love how many menswear designers we have on this season. Like I love it. And I'm at the same time, I'm like, babies, why don't you have more
Yeah.
women's wear experience if
want
you're
to-
going on Project Runway?
Yes.
Boy, please, baby. I'm so lucky for your immunity, Naeem.
Oh, Naeem, my love, Naeem, my love. Like, it's, yeah. No, I was just like, babies. It's just, you know.
He got that immunity. I don't know if you guys got to see, but I promise you, one of the funniest things that I thought they would put in the episode is when they showed the dress that he made before he switched. And bitch, we all fell on the it was not even it was just funny to him and everybody that it was actually on the mannequin. You have to see it on the Fashion Daddies review. It is so funny. Like they have a picture of it and it's like the funniest dress ever. And it was like the joke of the whole day. It was so fun.
I'm like,
too much fun with it.
I genuinely was like, what are these materials? What are you trying to accomplish with seemingly we know that you can tailor really well at this point. Like you've got great tailoring skills. Amazing. What are you trying to attempt here, baby? Like, I'm so happy he pivoted.
And you know what's crazy? When we're working in the workroom, people think we're just scoping out. I literally looking at my gown trying to finish.
Oh, yeah.
I don't glance until when you get a 10-minute little break to eat or something, and I walk past and I'm like, what is going on? Like you really are in your own world until, you know, something happens. But when I saw it, I was just like, oh my God, Naeem.
Right.
I'll pray for you, girl.
Right. It's like, oh, like
he did make a dress. He got one done in 3 hours.
He got it done in 3 hours, which is impressive.
Yeah, he got it done in 3 hours, and
he was lucky. He had immunity. Love.
Oh, like
he knows. We all know.
It was the immediate. I'm so sorry in the critique.
So sorry, Heidi.
The first thing out of his mouth, I'm so sorry, Heidi. The immediate.
Which was even funnier. Like, I thought it was so funny that he didn't try to defend his design.
Fuck that babe, I've seen enough of Naeem on this show to know that man would not try to, in any way, shape, or form, even if he didn't have immunity, he would have just gone, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Auf Wiedersehen, thank you.
Yes.
You know, even in that scenario, I don't know if he would have gone home.
Right.
I still think we would have gotten the outcome we did, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
because I don't think
it
was bad, but it wasn't.
It was the second worst look from a viewing perspective. I don't know about being there necessarily, but from a viewer perspective, I would say it was the second worst.
So you guys think that the top three was that your picks?
I would say
no. I think two of the three
want to hear
was my
my top three that I had, because we were supposed to know before we went out. I had myself, bitch, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I had B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
I had Joseph McCrae.
Period.
Because looking in the lineup, when you actually put on photos, it was a completed garment that looked like you could say, yes, I would like something changed, but it was no construction issues. It was beautifully constructed. And I thought it was cool how it went from the buttons to the open slit and dragged behind it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was very cool. And it was the only one that was blue. So for me, I was like, he's going to be up there with the top three.
Yeah. We have the images. We can get into it really quick.
Yeah, let's get into the runway.
I was going to say, we've got it.
Let's go through the runway.
And if I'm judging, I'll tell you the only things I don't like.
Yeah, totally. You say what you want and say what you don't want, honestly. Let's start with B. I loved this. I thought B did a phenomenal job this week. I agreed with the top placement here. I agree with your top three 100%, Jeffrey. Like, that was my top three as well. I love. This is so Heidi. Like, this is honestly, it felt like, and I don't know, were you all given a dossier of like past Heidi looks at all? Because I know they used to do that.
No.
Project Runway.
No, we were
Give them the dossier. Like, what are we beyond?
Like, at this point, like, you
coffee,
should know Heidi. Like, you look at Heidi, you should know, especially if you're coming to the show.
You should know.
Yes, but it would be nice.
Right.
With all that being said, this felt so Heidi to me. Yeah. This felt so classic Heidi. This felt like 2010s Heidi to me. Yeah. And I loved it. It was so beautiful, so classic, so real.
It was beautiful. Yeah, it was very beautiful. The skin tone, I like how it looks the same all the way down. Without even having the illusion here, it looks like it is continuous. The only thing I told them there was, I personally, I didn't like this shoulder pad under. I would like a more structured where it comes like this to where it has the more sharp instead of it being a shoulder pad that was more like a little, it's like a little wonky there. It was the only thing that I saw on the gown that I would personally change is to try to structure the shoulder pad a little cleaner. But overall, this look to me was a top 3 because the overall look, period. And I love the cape and everything. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And on stage, this in person, because it is glitter fabric, you already know. It looked just like it sounds.
Amazing.
She was glittering. She was.
That's why it looks so good. Yeah, in this runway.
Yeah. I love that he didn't try to overdo the hair. Like, it's just like beautifully. The makeup's gorgeous. The bronze, like, she's a gorgeous model. So she worked it. I loved it.
And like from a photography point of view, like on a red carpet, this like honestly, like this may have even like I love yours, Jeffrey. We'll get into it shortly. This might have even been my winner from like a photography point of view. Like this would have taken gorgeous photos.
Micha, what did you think of this runway look?
I liked it a lot. I think as I said, it was my second favorite look of the week. I think it looks stunning, especially when she was standing, because when she was walking, maybe I agree with you, Jeffrey. The shoulders were kind of, I wouldn't say wonky, but like a bit, maybe not that attention grabbing, kind of pulling down instead of pushing up. But when she was standing, oh my god, this was phenomenal. Yeah, and plus it's very cool that it marries Heidi's aesthetic basically with the film's universe. So it's kind of really a bridge between Devil Wears Prada, Devil Wears Heidi, Heidi Wears Prada.
No, it is great. It's a sick look.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like so sickening, and like with the way the lights hit it, it was like it was just glittering. Gorgeous. It was gorgeous. The model, he styled it correctly. The hair, the makeup, everything was good. I agree with you about the shoulders, but that's the nitpicky thing. That's like one of those things. Like, let's take that out and it's be perfectly fine. But yeah, I really love this look. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's just me because I do pageants and shit. So I'm just looking at like everything, you know, as a nitpicky little person, you know.
You and me both. Overall, I hear that loud and clear.
Overall look and construction, and he also did make a nude bodysuit that was under it that she was able to wear, and it was still like structured and tied to the dress. So it was great. It was a great look.
Good. So good.
Totally.
Up next is Bobby's design.
Bobby's
struggle. The struggle bus was real. The struggle bus was real with this one, Bobby.
And you know the sad part I will tell you before is when I saw her making the under corset, it was before she put the satin, it was such a great corset that she didn't even need to do what she did on it. She could have simplified it and made this really a clean design because besides the underbody of mine, this corset was really well done. I promise you guys, like no bullshit. It's just the draping of the satin on top of it. It just did not work with that. But you go ahead. You tell me what you think. Let me see.
The corset is my favorite part of it. Like I believe you when you say that the corset part, like it looks well constructed. Like that part does look good. And then you add everything else and it just, oh no.
It just went south, yeah.
Satin disaster.
Satin is a very, like it is so hard to make look expensive if you do not do it. Like you have to be perfectly done with satin. It shows everything.
My partner just made a full satin coat for a pageant he's doing in March, and I've seen him work with it, and it's not easy. No, and I see this, and it's just not. No.
Easy.
No. I think the biggest issue for me was mostly the length. Like if she would have added length to this dress, it could have changed it.
With a train?
And like more when it opened, just kind of like Jude's bottom, like you know how it had the slit, and it was more that. But yeah, the drape of the shoulder, and it could have just been edited down and made it better. Felt so bad for Bobby.
Yeah. Good for Bobby that she recognized it herself like very fast. She's saying, okay, I know this is like not good. And she said what to the judges and to us before, and said like basically she summed up the best way. It's so frustrating when you can't get your idea executed down due to lack of experience. And I think the draping basically killed her because especially on the shoulder, oh my god, this model is so gorgeous, and I felt for that girl so bad because she was walking like if her left arm was shot down by, I don't know, a machine gun. It was just
Yeah.
like so upsetting to
And that's a
watch.
perfect example of like I always see people that try to defend. They'll be like, "Well, it's a design show. You have to know how to design, like not necessarily know how to make, more so design."
Style.
But I'm like, no, it's both because
Both.
you're not sending a image down the runway. Like you still have to make this, and it's still being judged. So, and Bobby is to me, as far as concept and drawing, like she's so fierce to watch in person. You guys would gag to see how quick she could come up with the concept and draw. Like it is amazing. So
I've absolutely loved watching Bobby design on this season. She's got such a cool eye. It just time constraint is not. She for me fits into the category of like on Drag Race, great at drag, just not great at Drag Race. Like Bobby's a great designer, just not really great at Project Runway. It seems like, but I love her. I love her point of view. I think she's got a phenomenal point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it sucks to see, it's not her environment, unfortunately.
It's hard. It's a whole different world when you're there. Like I tell people, like, it's easy to sit at home and judge, but go and try it. That's why when people are hating on, oh, this sucks, the comment I always put is, audition and show us what you got, girl. Like show us. Show us. Come on.
When anyone comments on any reality TV show, I'm like, okay, go do it yourself.
Go do it.
And we do everything here with the preface of we haven't done it. We're looking at it from, we're going to talk about it, but it's always with the element of respect for the people that put themselves into these scenarios. But
I think it's brave just to even come and do this, like in front of the world. Absolutely. It's so stressful. I wish people knew how stressful this really was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lana, did you have any thoughts?
No, I said it at the beginning. Beginning. It was, she had a bad day. And unfortunately, that just happens. Sometimes every day is not going to be the best day for you. And it's how you overcome it. And, this was just, she has some skills. She wouldn't be there if she didn't.
Exactly.
So
she wouldn't have made top 8 if she didn't.
That if I did get this and I could fit it, he was saying that because the understructure was nicely done. You could take all of this satin with time, not 8-9 hours, and pleat it down and rouge it beautifully to sculpt the body. You really can. I did understand what he was saying. And they were like thinking he was crazy, but I get it because I've been to these kind of fittings where something's good and they just rework it right there. Like they could have re-rouged that whole bottom, made it just completely different, and then rouged the top, took off the drape. It could have been cleaner.
If you had 2, 3, 4 more days. I hear that. Yeah. Totally.
For sure.
Let's talk Brian. I loved his pivot. I did.
Yeah.
I loved Christian and Molly's ideas for the pivot.
Mm-hmm.
I wish this is where he had started. Because I think had he started here, this would have ended up with a stronger execution that felt more Heidi.
Yeah.
This, Lana, this felt Uli dress for me. This with a more fun fabric. This felt Uli dress for me. Uli's one of my favorite designers, one of our collective favorite designers. I love her. I love everything she does. This felt more Uli dress than Heidi dress for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did agree with Law when he was grilling Brian on like, yes, Heidi is a more ample bosomed woman.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to deal with that? And we talked about, how he really didn't respond to that. Obviously, Heidi reacted to this, but,
something fell down the stairs. It's okay.
Work. We love live television. But yeah, no, I don't hate this design. I wouldn't have declared it my winner, but if it works for Heidi, it works for Heidi. And ultimately, it's kind of Heidi's show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm not saying the dress is nice overall. There was a few issues with the dress that I personally, standing next to it, I didn't think it was gonna be the winner just because, for example, look at the neck right now, okay? And look at where this one is going. Look at where this one is going. Like, to me, you study, all the things that you're saying, those things should be immaculately done when it's such a simple drape. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm standing here with a bone corset structured inside out, this and that, and then like when that's over mine, I'm in my head thinking like, oh my God, like what else can I do right now? What else can I do? Because I really did think of the client challenge going into it. Like, it's supposed to be design a dress for Heidi that she could wear, not design a dress that's pretty that they're going to change. It's supposed to be working for the client. So that was my only thing about the dress. Like, no hate on the dress. It's beautiful. And on you, this model, like, she is gorgeous and she's working it. And look how flat it is here. It's a different client than Heidi. Like, that is just a different world. So to me, it's beautiful on her. I didn't think it worked for Heidi, in my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, now that Logan you brought up Uli, I completely see it because it reminded me of somebody like, oh my God, the designer who repeated this silhouette for like 5 times. Who was it?
Uli!
She repeated the same dress every time.
Yeah. I mean, it's not about like idea at all. I mean, in theory, but also heavily agree. This wouldn't be my winner by a mile, not even like in the top 2. I really like the fabric itself. I really love how beautiful it looks under a certain lighting condition.
Yes.
In a certain like photographic experience. But yeah, I was just like not expect. I didn't even think like watching it that Lost Question was really that one with a caveat with like an asterisk. But Brian completely like blanked, and that was kind of the start of this weird exchange. But yeah, for some reason Heidi chose that, so that's that.
It's Heidi's challenge. She said, "Dish, I'm gonna wear this one." I was like, "Okay."
All right, Heidi.
I'm gonna be so real with y'all, and I know maybe I'm going to be like the Law Roach or the Simon Cowell of the panel, but I'm about to be. I hated this dress with every fabric of my being. The only thing about this dress working is the fabric. The fabric did 98% of the work, and that's what made this dress beautiful. I feel like Brian didn't do anything but wrap it around this girl and maybe do 2 or 3 stitches onto this dress.
That's what they told her to do.
It was like, where is the technique? Where is the design? Where is the sewing? Where is it? And Heidi, what is wrong with you for picking this dress? Because this dress was obviously not made for you. And then you go on the Devil Wears Prada red carpet with that said dress, and you made the worst dress list. So how did that work out for you? Like, what are you doing? We had other dresses on this runway that was way better, beyond better for your body, for you, for everything. And you chose this, and then you had to alter the whole dress completely because this dress did not walk that red carpet. This dress had nowhere in sight. I saw the picture of the dress and I was like, what dress is that? Because that was not what was shown.
They had to
on
line the fabric, it looks like.
They lined the fabric. It looked like a whole new fabric to me on that red carpet. It was,
which means what? You did not do the client challenge.
The client did not.
It didn't.
You didn't do what the client needed.
Yes, that's the only issue is that I had is the dress had to be able to be made for Heidi. I knew in my heart if I made Heidi my dress, it would be perfect. I knew because the structure, and that's the first thing I thought of with Heidi is if she's coming out every week in a structured gown, that's what's working for her body right now. I did not like it at all. I was sitting there like, the fabric is beautiful in picture. Like if you do look at it, it does look wet. The fabric is beautiful in picture.
The fabric did 98% of the work. I'm gonna give him 2% because the fabric. No, he gets 1% because the fabric did 90% of the work. The model did 9% of the work, and he did 1% of the work. Like,
I would say the model did 98.
I don't care what y'all say. I'm saying this is my opinion, and I started this whole thing off with I'm going to be about this. This is not good for me. I don't get it. I don't like it, and I cannot be convinced otherwise. Okay, but yes.
Oh no, all I was going to say is I think the model's doing 98% of the work.
She was working it.
She was
Yeah,
working
no,
it.
I think the model's doing
The
most of the
fabric
work
was
here.
doing some work of it because the fabric was
Hey,
killed.
sometimes I agree with you, Lana.
Yeah. No.
And
another thing that
Yeah.
in person, I will say that they didn't do at the Devil Wears Prada is Brian. This was all fashion taped to her body. That's why it's like this.
Mhm.
So I thought Heidi would never do that because, like, you sit down, you get up and snags one time, and then it.
Yeah.
So for me, I was thinking in my head, if it's a client challenge and we're being honest, that dress doesn't work for the client. It has to be. So, yeah.
And on that note,
That's
Joseph
why I told
McCray!
That's why.
Like, see, look at this dress.
I love it.
I like it too.
So good.
I love this dress.
A lot.
So good. It's so good.
To me, this is the perfect way to take. This is when I was like, okay, you're doing your thing, but it's interpreted in a different way that looks glamorous. This looks glamorous, even with it being neoprene fabric. It looks glamorous because those buttons, the oversized cartoon element that he loves, he's not going to get rid of that. The shoulders, the sleeves, the way that it's cut so high and then it flows into the back. To me, this looks like a modern, cool dress that somebody would wear to an event like that. Like it's great. I think it's pretty.
It's everything being monochrome in that cerulean for me that really gets it. And then it's the belt buckle being that one element. It's the belt buckle and the shoe being that one element of difference for me. That's what brought it the perfect marrying of the Joseph McCray style that I love. I love his style. I loved it last season. I love it this season. I think Joseph McCray is finally understanding the ways that he can successfully blend his style with what Project Runway is wanting. Mm-hmm. It only took half of season 21 and half of season 22, but I think he's finally getting it. And I'm really happy. He's growing as well. We were talking about your growth and Naeem's growth. He's finally getting to that point as well where he feels comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. And he's not getting all that backlash from the judges about it. Now he is from everybody else, but he doesn't care about that. So it's cool. No. But it's finally like all of the pieces are clicking together. The puzzle's there for Joseph McCray. And it's so cool to see like and I love my favorite part of this whole thing isn't even the dress itself. It's the fully exposed shoulders with the little bit of the arm as well. Like the placement of the dress and just having all of that. The styling with the slick back hair is so good. Usually I want a necklace, but in this case, I love the bare neck. The neckline. The bare shoulder is so perfect.
When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I just like my NFL look. It literally does that because I think it's so.
And it's so good in your NFL look, and it's so good here.
It looks gorgeous. So I was living for this dress. I was like, yes. To me, was in my top 3, personally.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally see it now, especially because when the model was walking down the runway and before the critique started, I would never, like in a million years, have thought that Heidi would have picked Brian as she did. So I kind of thought that the only slight, not even downfall, but nitpicky thing from the judges might have been that this looks like you can put Meryl Streep in it, but not necessarily Heidi. But given that Brian's dress was even further from Heidi by like a mile than this, as it ended up, I would totally put him like as my number 3 of the week because the color is phenomenal. Being neoprene is just like even more cool because I really for some reason I'm still a sucker for neoprene done like more editorial. Because it can be phenomenal. It can like look because I've seen like people here in Paris doing like Gauguin's art, basically doing Paul Gauguin's paintings on neoprene, and like it's very cool. Like also in oversize. So
a
it's
lot
kind
of the looks
Joseph McCray. It looks good.
I use neoprene. I love neoprene. Yeah. A lot of the looks I paint, I use neoprene because the structure is there without having to structure it. So It's a great.
Micha, send me those Gogon on neoprene. I need to see that.
Yeah,
I
I'll try
love
to.
it.
Yeah,
I love
I'll
his
try
work.
to find you, and I'll send you the link because
Please.
this is gonna be
I'm
cool.
such an art nerd too. It's so good. I'm currently fully rhinestoning a blazer in a Mondrian style.
Oh,
That's my current
I've
one of my
seen
current.
it before.
Yeah,
on the
I'm
podcast.
like, yeah. I was gonna say I have a Mondrian replica behind me, and that's like my design. I love him, but
I love him.
no, I love what Joseph McCrae did.
He
Here.
did a great job. I thought it was
good.
great. And look at the leg. Look at the shine of her leg. Like she
Oh my
looks
God.
like high fashion to me. I don't
And
know. Like I think it looks high fashion.
He got the
It's my
greatest.
favorite look that he's made from me. Like being.
I agree.
I thought it was my favorite.
It's the cerulean with the red hair. Like he got the perfect model for this too. It's perfect.
Yes, he did.
Lana, any other thoughts?
I love the sleeve so much. I think I really do love this sleeve on this dress, and I love the slit in the front like that.
It looks great.
I felt like I was like, this is Joseph McCrae in the evening gown. This is if you wanted a Joseph McCrae in evening wear, this is what you get. And I'm like,
And even standing still for like an editorial, like when it's closed even more with the buttons, it looks really good. It looks good because the train, it looks more like pencil, and then the train goes like that. Which
it's so
I'm
good.
a sucker for, like a
I love
Urte or something like really where it has the tight bottom and then it flares. I love that.
I
love
that.
this so much. It was the edited Joseph McCrae fashionable.
Agreed.
Yes.
Anna,
I like this.
I did.
I really did like this. Now,
Love that.
I feel like it's great red carpet, but like, if I had any critique, I'm like, I want to see you do some more. I like when you do color. And I would have loved to see this dress because we've seen a lot of lace dresses, bottom, like that kind of style. But I think if she would have did this in like a red,
I think the one.
But the red.
Would say the only thing I thought about in person when I saw it, and I told her right after, is because Heidi loves to be sexy. She really does.
Yes.
She likes to be sexy. And with me having Rain the past week, she has such a beautiful body in midsection. I would have made the under not look so like almost granny panty high. I would make it look more where the leg looks cut higher, and then it's cutting like almost like a 90s swimsuit cut under, like smaller.
Ooh.
But you know what I mean? Just to raise the leg length a little bit and not look so, because this model's so gorgeous, you could have put nothing under her and just put the appliques in the areas where it needed to be covered, and it would have been so sick.
Yeah.
To me, like, because the silhouette's gorgeous, the neck is reminiscent of her red and blue one. Like she almost has that same style without the scalloping around here. And then I think with a different under structure, it could have been a little bit better.
I agree.
Even if it didn't need to be a G-string penny, it just needed to be something maybe like a mini cincher, like small, where it's like just to give that cut in the length.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that idea.
But it is gorgeous. And she overlaid, like, this is something that I hate sometimes about TV, is she did overlay a few layers of the lace in different areas, and it's a lot of paneling, but it's hard to see because it's all
in black.
It's in black and it's on TV, so you don't really get to see and appreciate the detail.
Mm-hmm. Maybe when she was walking, the model was walking down the runway, I was thinking that this gives very much Kate Upton's look if she went to like the red carpet, and I mean it is a compliment because this looks kind of very, very, very much her style. But I can see Heidi in that as well, especially where Anna was like last week. So this is like a huge improvement. This was very high safe for me, and so such a nice look.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really liked this. I think for me, what I would have loved, especially because it was Heidi, I would have loved actually if the keyhole was a little bit longer, actually. I think because like you said, Jeffrey, like I think because, like you said, Jeffrey, Heidi really loves that sex. We've seen Heidi kind of stretch that, stretch the mark, kind of push the edge, like go a little, like take it there, girl. Mm-hmm. And that would have been a fun risk for Anna to take because, she's gone there, but it would have been really fun for her, especially on this challenge, to push that mark a little bit. Yeah. But this was fun to see from Anna. I'm really liking her. I'm loving her designs. This was a lovely look. all things considered.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally. Jude.
Jude. See, I always say this is my only critique of Jude ever in this entire competition, because the boy could tailor the mess out of some clothes. He can make some good clothes. I want to see other colors. Don't give me gray. Don't give me black. Give me something else, because I know you can make good clothes, Jude. You make good clothes. They're just boring because you put them in black and gray all the time. And I want to see more color, print, something to pop and shot. But this, with that little panel in the middle, with the sparkling panel at the bottom doing the split, it's like a little surprise. It's moderately good. It's good, but it's not like wow great.
Yeah,
It's not wow great. It's safe enough. It's
safe.
good enough, but he could have pushed it more. He could have pushed it a lot more.
I love the idea of this dress. To me, I would still show the sequin, but still open it. Like look like a double layer, like where it still shows the leg, because Heidi.
Yes.
And then the only thing that, and I'm just being honest, the only thing I would say is the boning channels to me look off-centered, like they're going crooked.
Well, see, you would have that eye. I don't have that design.
It is a gorgeous look. Like overall, like I could see with a few edits, if they got to edit Brian's down to what they did, they could have easily opened up the leg right there and made little tweaks for Heidi's body. Like, they're being fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for bringing this up, because I was like confused the whole time the model was walking down the runway. Was it on purpose that the limit of the corset was like so diagonal? Was it like off-centered on purpose? Was it like he was going for asymmetric but ran out of time? Because there was something, I wouldn't say like bulky, but a bit confusing geometry-wise in it.
I think Jude's he's made a few gowns, and like gowns are one thing. Like people think it's so easy because you're draping it, but you have to know those. The proportions always have to be so perfect on an evening gown, especially a red carpet evening gown. And then when you're not used to doing this kind of thing, like especially those kind of corsetry and whatnot, it's hard. So it's hard to do it in one day also. So with time, Jude would have even higher because he would have the refinement. But
what it reminds me of? If during the critiques, somebody would ask him, like, say, Tyra, was it on purpose that you've done this, like asymmetric diagonal corset? And he would say, no, when I started, and yes, when it ended, much like Geneva Carr did on Design Challenges.
Right.
Literally.
No, but yeah, totally, of course.
Yeah, girl. It's a new trend.
Yeah, didn't you know, Tyra? Yeah, this is the new thing. Like, I don't know why you haven't heard of it yet.
No, but I do like this dress.
No, I have two things on this. One, I do agree. I wish Jude would use more color. His color sensibility reminds me of someone. Not in the same, black, white, kind of thing. Reminds me of how much Gretchen used to not use anything other than browns and nudes. And that was all she would use. It's reminding me a lot of that. And this doesn't give me red carpet for like a movie premiere. This gives me Tony's red carpet, actually. That's what I'm getting from this. It's giving me like red carpet for the Tonys, maybe presenter at the Tonys, but it's not giving me movie premiere, which I don't hate either, but like wrong occasion.
Yeah. And to me, the hair could have, we have to choose the hair and makeup.
Yeah.
I could see the hair being done better for this look, especially for red carpet. It was just
great with that.
Push me back and throw me there.
Slick back would have been
slick back would have been nice, or even like a wet looking kind of slick back with this
wet look.
It could look
great.
Such a nice look. It could change everything. Like people don't think about those little things until the last minute, but those are like the first thing I'm imagining when I'm designing a gown.
Right.
How is makeup and hair going to look? Accessories.
Yeah. Period.
Oh my gosh, it's Jeffrey Kelly.
There she is.
There she is in all of her glory.
It's crazy that that's a walking photo.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's walking in that photo.
Yes. She's walking in that photo in the best look of the night. Like it really is. It really is. It's spectacular, Jeffrey. Like It is spot on. The way you made that in a day, like it is wonderful. It's the corset work, the asymmetrical, bustier, the slit is at the perfect spot.
It makes me want to cry when I look at it right now. I swear.
Good.
If you zoom into the corset, there's no seams. Like I literally, like I worked that out so hard that when I finished, I was literally like, "Wow, Jeffrey, you really did that under pressure." Like that full. That's like on a Schiaparelli type level corsetry, like that. It to me, I was like, "Whoa, you really did it! Like you did it." And you're under pressure. You're not using things you usually use. You're using Project Runway supplies and. I loved the overall look. I would never change it, the color or anything. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, it's so good.
You're obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's fitting her to a T. It's like you painted that, or just like slid that in. Like it's painted on her. Her body is fitting to it like a glove. I love the around the bustier area, the top, the hair, the makeup, the shoe, everything went perfect.
And they didn't
on
have
this
any
look.
shoes that would match, so I had cut the rhinestone and I sewed on a strap.
That's what
And they didn't. You can't see it here, but they didn't have earrings that would match. So I got a pair of crystal ones and I sharpied it with pink really quick, and it changed the whole thing. And they even like complimented the earrings and everything. Like it was kind of everything was. I wanted it monochromatic. I was very picky about it.
And you know what it is? It's so drag of you to do that.
So
It's so drag. I love it. It's so drag. It's so pageant. I love it.
The Sharpie, it was like turned this perfect pink, and I was like, wow. I know I'm gay right now in this moment because I did this.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much.
It's so good. And like even at the hip part, it's like
that's the best
it
part.
looks like crisscross. It looks like it's crisscrossing and it just hugging her hip.
That's her waist. So when I measured her, she was a 23.5 waist, and when I was done corseting her, she was like 19 inches around.
Oof.
And that right there is her hip bone, because it is literally, I had structured this so fiercely. Because the only time I had saw her, or did somebody, I remember seeing this model, Anna, in Elizabeth's woven dress, and it was did not get to see her. Okay, we are snatching her for the gods right now. And when Christian came up to me in the workroom, like in real time, he literally was like, that is the most insane corset I've ever seen. Like he literally was like gagging over it, which I was
how long did that girl have to be in that corset?
Well, I laced her up right before last look. So we go and we put our models in for last looks. Then they stand there and wait for the runway show to start. A few hours. She was in it for a few hours. But when I made it, like I'm telling you, the inside of this corset was couture. Like I wish they would show you because I structured and made it so beautifully and so comfortable that she literally was like, I'm living right now in this corset. So
props to you, Anna. Props to you.
That's why we fans. Yeah,
Anna
so
was
good.
a good sport, and you could tell when she turned the corner and came out, she goes like this and she's looking directly at me, and she knew. She looked so gorgeous. So I was like, I'm not worried right now. That's why I said in the comments, I'm not worried right now. I'm just living for the moment. Like Heidi has to pick my dress right now. It was all I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. It was beautiful. It was beyond beautiful.
And she absolutely could have.
Thank you. And
I don't even want to go on to the next one because this is so beautiful. I know.
But I love the back. I know you guys saw the back.
And I just remembered who's last.
Yeah.
We all remembered.
Unfortunately.
Any other final thoughts on Jeffries before we move on?
I mean, we said it all. It's boring.
Should have won.
Done it perfect.
I love it. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Oh no.
It just had a bad day, and the immunity.
You had a bad day, and it's
You had a bad day. You had a bad day. No, you had a bad day.
We get it. We get it. You ain't made this. I love Naheem so much. I think he's an incredible designer, and we saw his skills prior to before that. But you know. Yeah, JJ agrees with me. Now
JJ
just
agrees.
yeah.
JJ agrees. It's just not. It wasn't that
It was
great.
a bad day, yeah.
It was a bad day, but you took 3 hours and you got this dress out on the runway.
That's great.
I will give you your props for that. You did the best you could do in the 3 hours because you had to pivot. He had to pivot because what he was doing was not working. It wasn't working. And sometimes you have to do that. So I'm going to give you props. Yes. And he knew it was bad. Like he apologized the second they said, Naeem, he was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I
think if he would have just,
sorry.
That is the same model from my NFL, and her waist is she has a 29 waist and like a 46 hip, so her body is like. So oof. I was thinking if you would have just darted those little areas where it's and just showed the waist a little more, it would have did it a lot more justice for the show. That's all. But also he made it in 3 hours, and this was a pivot look, so you can't. Right. And he had the immunity, so it was like okay, and he knew it wasn't like he tried to excuse it. He knew.
Of all of the pivot looks we've ever seen on Project Runway made in 3 hours or less, honestly, like if I'm going to grade it on that curve and put it in that tier list, like this is like a B on that tier list. If I mean, if we're judging on that curve, it's not horrible. It's still like, if he didn't have immunity, I love you, Bobby. Still sending Bobby home.
Yeah.
Like, because this is clean. I'll give it like 100%. It's still a clean look.
It's mostly the fabric for me. Like,
it's the fabric.
It's the fabric for me.
I wish for the red carpet. I could never.
Not for a red carpet.
No. I wish it was. Honestly, I wish it was in that red fabric that he had, because I think that would have actually been way more. Yeah, the Georgette. I think the Georgette would have been way more in this exact same silhouette. I actually think would have stood out a lot more.
And the train would have flowed a lot.
Oh yeah. I don't hate it in this. I think even if this like green would have been just a slightly more vibrant green, maybe, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen in a pivot look on Project Runway. Go ahead, Micha.
I just want to say real quick that if it was like a Pentagon general wife assembly, like a soiree there, then she could have easily been.
If we're going to a military ball,
yes,
absolutely,
I love that. But I mean, that's also his brand too. So it's like he could say, "Well, that's what I do." So
that's the
fabric I use.
Absolutely, and this is on brand for Naeem. So like, honestly, like it's really, and the styling is good. Her legs look gorgeous in this. Like she looks stunning in a pivot look. Like it's really, when you dissect it in that way, is it good? No, but
no.
Is it the worst thing I've ever seen on Project Runway? No.
Not even this season.
I was about to say, is it even bottom half of looks this season? No. And that's crazy to think about too.
Yeah, it is, because it was 3 hours. And it truly is 3 hours. It's like we come in that day for the runway and we're supposed to just get our stuff ready and makeup and hair and then go. So in that time is when he's making this whole outfit.
Yeah.
And also we have to take time to go to the Ulta Beauty Salon and tell them to make the hair and tell them, and then 30 minutes later go back and switch for you do makeup first and you do hair. It's so hectic.
And that's where I'm like, as a designer and as a sewist, I'm like, watch out for Naeem and the rest of this competition. Like, I know the rest of the results, but like as a fan, I'm like, watch out for Naeem, because that's impressive to do. Like back up against the wall. Yeah. I don't know that many other designers that could do that in that short period of time left in this competition. Like that's an impressive skill to have.
He also, he pivoted, but in all honesty, he could have said, fuck it, I'm going to give her the dress that I made at first, and I can't go home because I have immunity. But at least he tried to make something new in those 3 hours, which
100%.
I could appreciate.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
But we did see the tops get announced and the results of the runway. Of course, Jeffrey, Brian, whatever, and B. Yay! Like I agree with 2 of the 3 top 3 looks from the
Don't we
judges.
all?
But it
Yeah.
wasn't my look. Who am I? I'm not Heidi or a judge, so who am I?
I love
But
it.
A beautiful woman hosting this podcast episode. That's who.
Yes, ma'am.
but I don't have any stake in Project Runway, and they picked Brian B and Jeffrey, and Brian is the winner. I don't know how. No,
As a concept and as a person, good for Brian.
good for him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why wasn't it Jeffrey Kelly?
Just because
Sam.
Heidi wanted to go with the reality show aspect and grill the competition between
Look,
Brian
I'm
and
happy
B
to
once
just not
again.
be in the bottom, girl. I'm happy.
Right.
Happy.
I'm like-
about to say you. But here's the kicker, everybody. Plot twist, because we found out at the beginning of this episode that the winner of this challenge is going to pick our bottom 3. Solely decide who's going to be in the bottom 3. And when they said that, I said, "Say what now? What are we doing here? What's happening? Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Because that's when I thought, oh, great's gonna win this competition. We go get a good look, win. But then they said Brian won, and I was like, oh.
Mhm.
So, firstly, let me just say I'm glad he couldn't pick B, because we all know it probably would have been B, because this whole B Brian thing is tired. Producers tired. I'm tired. The viewers are tired. We don't want to see it anymore. We don't care if B was an intern or not. We don't care. As a viewer, I'm saying I don't care. I don't care.
Fair.
We've seen B do his work. We've seen Brian do his work. We don't care who was the intern for who, or who was not an intern for who, or who. We don't care anymore. So please
It
stop.
don't matter. What matters is what's going on right here.
Right. I was
Right.
saying, dead this storyline. Dead this storyline. Please. We don't want to hear it anymore. But Brian was going to choose. Now, how many people besides Jeffrey? How many people thought he was going to pick Joseph McCray just because he seems to can't get Joseph McCray's name out his mouth the whole entire season?
I thought he was.
I
Also,
didn't.
I was kind of.
I think I was the
I
only
was thinking
one.
he was going to do it.
I wasn't. And yes, I mean, obviously, he's had Joseph McCray's name in his mouth the entire time. I did think, because everything we've seen of Brian thus far, from a competition standpoint and from a strategic standpoint, has been fair.
Okay.
Like, he hasn't gone against B from a fairness standpoint. Like, he hasn't, been maliciously negative towards B from a competition standpoint. It seems like Brian has, the OG tenets of Project Runway in mind, even though production has this kind of, social strategy element added onto the competition. I felt like all 3 of the people in the top, Brian, B, and you, Jeffrey, would have picked the 3 worst designs of the week, and those would have been the 3 people in the bottom.
For me, I did not have Naeem's, because to me,
that was stupid.
That's a
wasteful.
throwaway. Like, why would I put somebody with immunity in the bottom with, okay, there's 3 people, one has immunity. So then you're taking out 2 people or one person, which means it's a 50-50 chance who's going to go home right now.
Yeah.
You know this person cannot go home. Why would you put them in there? Because there's no point.
I couldn't
even have allowed them to nominate Naeem, because that's what immunity is.
Yeah.
Then in that, Naeem, you don't count. You have immunity. Go to the back of the stage.
Then in that case, like, I also love that you were in the top this week. Let me make that very clear. Then in that case, announce a winner, call Naeem immune, because he is.
Yep.
Everyone else is available to be in the bottom.
Yep.
Let Brian pick from everybody else. Let Brian pick B.
Yeah.
And let the judging be what it's going to be, pun intended. Like,
it's immunity for a reason.
Absolutely. And let Brian pick B and Jude and whatever.
Nominate Naeem, and I was like, what? Like, yeah, I don't think like that. I'm like, in my head, when I heard he had immunity, automatically he was off.
He was not the list.
He was not on that list of people that could even possibly put on there. I didn't even think it would be allowed, to be honest with you. Because immune. So
whom would you have picked then instead of Naeem?
That's the thing is, so if you take out Naeem, okay, and I have Joseph, and I have myself, and I have B, that's leaving Anna and Jude there. and who else?
Bobby.
Bobby.
That's clear.
So, like,
Yeah.
Jude, and I told Anna, I told her, I personally, just because of eliminating the design, like in the cleanliness in this, once you put those top three there, that you guys say that's a good top three, right? Like, if it was Joseph, then those are the other three that you have to choose from. And it's like, it's horrible, but at the end of the day, you're nominating those three, but the judges are still picking.
The judges still gonna make the choice.
One is going. So I knew if I did put Anna in the bottom, I knew that she's not going because the judges have eyes and they could see the construction and the work that was put into the garment.
Anna would have gotten, this is a simple look, but the design is clean. Like she would have gotten the safe low critique, like, and it would have been fine, as opposed to Naeem getting, ripped and then going, I'm so sorry. Like it would have been that scenario. So, it's that
I had
kind of
Brian in the bottom. I, as a designer, somebody who's constructing, who's thinking of Heidi as the client, I did not see anything that would work for her body type or anything to me.
And was it explicitly said that the people that were in the top couldn't have been put in the bottom?
It was.
I think so.
It was not. Was it said?
I think they
so,
said it on the runway. They were like, Heidi said you can't pick the top two, the top three.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't think anybody would. I don't think anybody in the competition would, anyways, because it would be like, "What are you doing?" But
a waste of time.
Also, when you put Jude down there, it's like Jude is so consistent and good, but I can see where he has the flaws on his design in this episode. Just no shade. Like, he's not a gown designer. That's okay, because if somebody made a suit against Jude, they would say you're not a suit designer and you're in the bottom. I'm sorry. Like, it's like we all have our thing.
Technically speaking, he was the third worst, but he still had a good design. Like there were only 2 bad designs this week. One of them was a Mew. There was the other one was Bobby. Like it sucks. That's just the strategy of this week was fun, I guess. It's just you end up with someone who's been consistent and someone who's Bobby.
And to no body's surprise, Bobby was out this week, and
we know that. We heard that.
Yeah, they said it this week, so good. We didn't have a cliffhanger. I'm not holding my breath, waiting till next week to find out what happened because we know Bobby's out. So I mean, it was the right choice.
Yeah.
And she accepted, and she knows like the construction, it wasn't there, and I love that she made that comment. Like it's so hard to put down on design, like what your concept is, like in that time with the lack of the experience with the construction, because we all know that she makes great concepts. She's great at design. It's just that's a challenge, and unfortunately, like when it doesn't work, like that's why we're there for. It didn't work.
It just didn't work, and so.
But I love Bobby. I wish you guys could get to see more of how chill and cool she is. Also, like she's a great person. Like she really is. She's funny. They're all funny. Like they're good. They're cool.
I mean, I really do think that she seemed like a really lovely person when she came in. Even in the whole Russian thing, it's like we always say all the Russians are so stoic and so firm and stern, and I think we were starting to see her fun side come out a little bit when she wasn't crashing out crying about a design. She was actually a lovely person. So
I did realize that right after, unfortunately, like when Andre got eliminated, I noticed that same day because I was her partner, like working right next to her. I was like, she seems so less stressed because they had been going through this whole stress, and it was really like making her crazy. So I saw right after she shifted immediately, like and changed. So great person.
But
I believe that.
And young, she's so young. She's in her early 20s. Like watching 10 years, how fierce she is. All of them.
Look, I'm interested in seeing how many people from this season and last season they bring back for All Stars if they do it again.
I would be crazy.
I mean, Jeffrey, just keep your phone lines open. Just saying, but I do think it will be very interesting to see that. But I mean, Jeffrey
Truly.
Kelly. You are, I cannot believe that you are here. I'm so glad. I'm so honored that you
I'm
said
honored.
yes. I'm so honored.
This is like my first one reviewing the show on
Oh,
online. Like
oh my goodness.
Look,
streaming. I live for this.
you are welcome to come back anytime you
Anytime.
want.
Yes, ma'am.
If you even want to come back for a finale, that'll be great if we can
Absolutely.
make
Okay.
that
Whatever
happen.
you
'Cause,
want, I got you guys. Whatever you
uh,
want, I will be there for
I'm
you.
I'm like, we've got Project Runway, we've got Drag Race, we've got literally
Oh
anything
yeah.
you're
I
watching
would
or
love to do a
talking.
good. You know, I'll do a good drag race. Then.
Oh,
No,
period.
I would
Absolutely.
live to do a good drag race. One.
Especially given that you
yes.
maybe designed some of the looks that are already on one of the
I'm like,
seasons.
we'll probably be seeing plenty of looks by you in the coming future.
Oh
you know.
yes.
Good.
I'm just so honored and so grateful, and like this is our look. This is the longest Project Runway we've been on because we had so much to talk about, and
We did.
and I love it. I don't mind it at all. Like we could go
But
on a
they're
whole
gonna
nother
watch
hour.
because we are sharing this, and I'm making sure everybody watches the
Period.
stuff.
And look, if anybody else from Project Runway want to come on, just
Oh my God, please.
hit us up in
That would
hit
be
us up
so
in the
sick.
DMs because we would love to have anybody come on this
I'm like,
show. Who
our
just
Instagrams have been scrolling on screen the entire time, and they are in the description below, along with
yes,
plenty of other links.
Yeah,
yes.
and
So,
I want to say
mean,
thank you guys for everything you do for Project Runway and us. Like, we do care. We come on here, we watch you guys. Like, we are scoping it out, seeing what everybody is saying, and I love that you guys take the time every week to do this. Like, thank you. So that's why I'll always come back whenever you guys want because I appreciate it.
period.
Thank you.
We
We do
love it.
we do it out of the love of the show. Like it really is.
Absolutely.
Even when we have our frustrations, even when we have our our disagreements with the way things are going, I can speak for me and Lana, and I assume for Micha as well. Like it just is for the love of this show and for
Absolutely.
how much this show has given to so many people.
Oh,
the
yeah.
inspiration, the
It
amazing
gave us Drag
passion.
Race too, bitch. Let's not get
It really did. No,
this
it
show
really
gave us
did.
Drag Race.
It
This
really
is-
did. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
it's so amazing. You've brought so much joy so far in this season, and you've brought so much incredible fabulosity, and it's a pleasure to even be in the same space with you.
Oh,
And it's
please.
incredible.
I love it. Thank
It's
you guys.
incredible. Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for watching. We truly appreciate this. We didn't even do our whole intro because
No,
we just
went right into it.
We get right into it. But please subscribe to this channel. Please hit the subscribe button on your way out. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to all of the channels in the Cup Network. Go check out all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, and our new Instagram for exclusively for the Cup TV at thecup.tv. Follow us. You can follow us if you want to, but definitely go follow
us.
Jeffrey Kelly because
Yes,
Jeffrey.
please.
Follow them all.
Yes.
You can follow. At this
And
moment,
the fans, just wait. I gotta say, they need to go to my website. They can buy my atelier pendant that I wear on the show.
Ooh.
Get it on my website, and then I have my Jeffrey Kelly T-shirts. There are different styles on there.
Ooh.
Go on there and get yourself one.
Get your merch
I love
pop.
it.
I mean, I'm about to
bitch,
say
you gotta
yes.
Get the merch popping.
Get your merch out because you get your merch. We'll
I'm gonna
do
send you
our
guys all
merch.
one of these too. You gotta just send me your address. I'm gonna send them.
Ah!
Love you
I
guys.
mean, you don't have to tell me
You tell me
twice.
twice.
All right. All right. We'll send you a mug. How about that?
Okay, and I will.
Period.
Yes,
Yeah.
all three of you send it.
Yes, we'll do.
Definitely.
Definitely
God, a
appreciate
pleasure.
it. I can't. But thank you all so much for watching. Follow, subscribe, do all the things to say you support this channel, and we
Mhm, it's
appreciate
right
you.
there.
Look, comment because comments help boost us in the algorithm. It gets us out there. So comment, and go do all the things to say you support us. We truly appreciate you, and get your merch. And yeah, we're gonna get out of here because we ain't got nothing else to say. But we love Jeffrey. And don't leave.
I love you guys.
Don't look when we exit. Don't leave because I want to say goodbye to you properly.
Right,
But,
that part.
but thank you so much for watching, and we'll say one day you're in, one day you're in, and the next day you're out, and we are out.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Period. Make it work, designers.
Bye.
Bye.